This is Joey with Geekadores here at the 2017 Amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me right now is writer extraordinaire Joe Pezzula. How's it going?
Hi, it's going great in Las Vegas.
It's about
Probably everywhere else too.
Yeah, I mean, except for it's probably everything isn't melting everywhere else.
Yeah, I feel like I'm melting right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we've interviewed Joe in the past. He's worked in a lot of cool things. You can see it back here. I know Reach was one of the great works here. Insanity, Arizona, another good one.
I won't hold on to it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing a lot of writing and soul searching on my own. I've written some screenplays, short scripts. I'll be shooting a short film later this year.
Ooh.
Science fiction short.
Anything you can tell us about that?
It's science fiction comedy.
All right.
That's about all I can say. A little bit of time travel, a little bit of jokes. And I also, in the last year, published my own book, which is called Where the Witches Lurk. It's a comic book, 6 chapters. It's about a family of witch hunters in a small town in New England, which is where I grew up. I grew up down the street from a witch lady.
Seriously? What, like Salem?
Yeah. No. Just this, the kind of old woman, the neighbor that you have down the road where you're like, she doesn't come out a lot, and nobody likes to go near her house. Something's happening there.
All right.
Yeah.
Kids disappeared in the neighborhood randomly.
It's like you kick your kickball in her yard, and you just know you're gone. Game's over. That's it.
It's a movie right there,
Yeah, it's the start of a movie for sure. Yeah. As in this case, the start of a comic book.
All right. Now are the witches the good guys or the bad guys in this?
A little bit of both. Little bit of both. The witch hunters have their own powers. Two little girls, their dad goes missing, and they discover we have our powers of our own. We can take care of this on our own.
All right.
Yeah, that's how they do. So that's about it. Just a lot of writing, a lot of reading, a lot of waiting for things to happen. I will have 2 more books coming out in the next year.
All right. Anything to tell us?
A book of short stories that started as writing exercises on my blog.
What genre?
All sorts of genres. I wrote 200 stories in a year.
That's a lot of writing.
A lot of writing, so I'm just going to pare them down a little bit.
Is each story like 2 paragraphs or? Like...
No, but I did a thing where I would write 100 stories based on word count. So each day I would write, a 2-word story and then a 3-word story and go up and increase incrementally. And then I wrote 100 stories based on sentence count.
All right.
So by the end of the year I had 100 sentence length story.
Have you ever seen those two sentence horror stories?
Yeah, those are hard, man.
I know, but they're so good when they're done right.
When they're done right and they really jam in so much action into 2 sentences, it's really tough.
Yeah, I love those. I love that as a writing exercise. I love reading the really well-crafted ones.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's when you were talking about that.
No,
that's exactly what it reminded me of.
I think some of the better stories you can get from the limitations that you have.
Yeah.
And you see that in movies too. When someone says, "Oh, we were limited by budget or location," you end up having a better result and a more interesting story because there's a story behind the story.
Right.
And I think that actually helps.
I mean, look at Deadpool, how they had to fight to get that made. They didn't have they had a big budget, but they didn't have like the giant superhero budget. And I think they told a better story because of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's even that scene. I think Ryan Reynolds talked about this where, there's that part where he gets out of the cab and he's walking toward the end, and he forgot his bag of weapons.
Yes.
I think that happened because the budget of the movie, they couldn't afford a big action scene, so they just said, let's write a way out of it. And it's, he forgot his bag. Okay, done. Moving on.
It worked.
It works. Yeah.
Just focus on that expression that you just made right there.
That's when you asked me about James Dennis, and I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. So tell us about James Dennis. I mean, is he really that big a drag to work with?
No.
No,
I'm going to be straight up honest. James is one of the best people to work with. When you're getting your work done, there's a thing. There's a thing that you have to meet the goal and the deadline because he sets the bar, and you got to reach that bar all the time, in a good way. It's a good thing.
All right.
That's all I can say legally.
All right.
Hi, James.
And on that note, thank you for joining us at Geekadores here at Amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con.
Anytime. Thanks for joining him, joining me, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't go far.